Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we finally have the Chimera Fusion video. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't expect this to be so much fun. There's a lot of stuff to do with the deck, but wow. And as you may have already seen from the thumbnail, we can actually, I actually found on stream yesterday some spies with this that no one played before. But before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. And now you can also leave a hype to the video to help the promotion and to make this video be able to come to a lot more people. Thank you so much in advance, and let's jump right into it. So I'm here with Yugi and the Chimera illusion skill. Let's have a quick look at this. And you can use this skill second and third effect once per duel both. You can't normal or special summon any monsters except Beast, Fiend, Illusion, and Spellcaster monsters. So that's pretty wide as a range, and this opens up to the spies. Of course, whenever we have some rooms outside of the classic archetype cards, there's where the spies, of course, comes. And the two effects are: you reveal one monster that mentions Chimera Fusion to shuffle one card from your hand to the deck, grab a Chimera Fusion, and then you can send a level 7 Dark Illusion or Spellcaster monster with 2500 attack from your hand or deck to the grave. And the choice is just one. You're gonna send the Nightmare Magician. And the second skill, the second effect instead gives you a free Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, if only your opponent controls a monster. That's it. From outside of your deck. Now, this deck is apparently very free to play. Actually, I think it's super free to play, bro, for what I've built. I mean, exception made for the Relinquished Fusion that are locked behind the structure deck, so that's the only bad thing, even though they're not fundamental, so this is very free to play friendly. And why is that? Because I'm playing just one Nightmare Apprentice and one Nightmare Magician. Now, the Apprentice is important, super important to go into the rank 6, so if you have more Apprentice, it's of course better to play them. But even with just one, this deck is nuts. So the combo all relies on starting on the Gazelle that you don't really normal summon, because what you normal summon is the Swords Knight that can tribute itself to summon the Gazelle from the grave, from the deck, and then Gazelle grabs the level 5, while the Chimera Fusion is given to you by the skill. You just need to, because it's given by the skill, and that's because this recycles from the graveyard itself every turn. But a couple might be enough, as maybe eventually your opponent banishes it. This guy is a searcher, so with this you discard and you grab the Swords Knight, and these two guys also have effects in the grave when you control a Chimera, the Flying Beast, the Flying Mythical Beast. These negates an effect, generic, and this instead negates a card effect that targets a card you control, always as long as you control Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, but this destroys also, keep in mind that, while this does not destroy. And these two guys, the guys that use for the Fusion Summon, of course, can have additional effect. The Bear format can give you an additional special summon, that can be the Magician you just sent to the grave. The Gazelle instead gives you the chance to grab an Illusion monster from your deck, and usually it's the Apprentice. That's why even just one is fine for the combo, because you're gonna search it. Now, then we have this that I never really used it, to be honest, so I'll probably... You could just cut it out, honestly, because I never really used it. Now, let's come to the spice, right? We have an abundance of level 6, because all of the fusions are level 6, so you can easily go into rank 6. Beatrice and DDD with High King Caesar, right? With Beatrice, you have more mills. Exactly a couple of mills. One is during your turn, and the second during your opponent's turn. So that's why if you see Beatrice, of course, we have Farfad that you can send during your opponent's turn to banish a monster your opponent controls until the end phase. Then we have the Betrayer as an additional level 6 summon from the grave, the special summon itself. And the other spice is Invader of Darkness. Why this guy? Because this guy is a floodgate. Your opponent cannot activate Quick Play spell, and I'm not only talking about Droplet and Book of Eclipse, but I'm also talking about decks like Shadows that can use El Shadow Fusion, that is a quick play spell, or Branded. Branded will definitely suffer from an Invader of Darkness being on the field. So why we have a lot of mill? Because also this guy, that is one of the fusion part, the fusion guys, actually on summon mills, but he can only mill a beast, fiend, or illusion monster from your deck to the graveyard. And both they have an effect from the grave. You can banish this thing to special summon a beast, fiend, or illusion monster to the grave. So that's why you want to send the Invader of Darkness, because then by banishing this from the grave, you can special summon it from your graveyard. And this instead does the same, but with your banished monster. So technically with this, you could get the thing you just banished, so you can have this effect again eventually, or you can go for something else, of course. What else do we have here? Oh, the best of the spice. Yes, it is Millennium Eyes Restrict. You're gonna see some crazy duels with this. I just love it. Why? Because, well, you can mill this guy, the Versago the Destroyer, that is basically a substitute material. You can ban it, you can mill it to the grave if you have already the Relinquished Fusion that banishes from grave to fusion summon, or if you just draw it. That's why I'm playing 3. If you draw it, you can just fusion summon this guy by using the Chimera Fusion. And what's the thing alongside this is that you can play the Millennium Eyes Illusionist. Now, the Eyes Restrict is nice because it's basically an effect negation, but not only an effect negation, because it technically steals your opponent's monster. So from your opponent's field, it does not send the monster to grave, but it keeps to itself. Or you can actually target the beautiful thing about Eyes Restrict is that it can also target a monster in your graveyard. So you are not forced to negate the monster you respond to, but you can just respond to an effect of a monster your opponent activates to target a card in a grave, for example. A monster in the graveyard of your opponent's, of course. So that's why it is super nice. And it becomes even more nice because with all of the mills you get, of course I'm talking about the Beatrice, you can just mill the Millennium Eyes Illusionist. And why is that? Because this guy comes back to your hand when you fusion summon the Eyes Restrict. So of course you first want to mill this and then fusion summon the Eyes Restrict. Why do you want to have this guy in your hand? Well, because this is an additional negate by Eyes Restrict. Because when you have this in your hand, you can discard it during your opponent's turn, actually even during yours, and basically target one monster your opponent controls and keep it to Eyes Restrict as if it was equipped by the effect of Restrict. So that's amazing. And again, this guy recycles itself as long as you can fusion summon Eyes Restrict. Keep in mind, there's also the nice effect of the fusion spell that you can banish from grave to do basically the same thing that Millennium Eyes Illusionist does. So that's a very nice way to play the deck. Another removal technically, also kind of a control of the grave as well. For the rest, guys, we have the 2 guys. You can actually get rid of this, even though sometimes it's super good, not gonna lie to you. But you can play the other levels, the other rank 6, that is the number 24, of course. And double of the rare fusion, double of this, and just one of the Chimera Illusion Beast that you basically summon only when you're going seconds and you're gonna go for lethal, because this guy is super nice. He basically drops to 0 the monster, the attack of the monster he battles with, and that's it, guys. That's actually a very nice deck. That is with this thing that comes back to your hands every turn. I just love it, to be honest. Not gonna lie to you. I think I'm gonna try more versions of this, more spicy versions of this, because the deck feels good to play. Honestly, not gonna lie to you. I didn't expect it to be that nice. I'll leave it to the replays. You're gonna see some crazy replays with the Millennium Eyes Illusionist. I just love it. And again, guys, if you don't have, you can just play even 1 copies of this for all of the free-to-play guys, and the deck will still be totally fine, because again, the Relinquished Fusion is not a must to summon the Eyes Restrict. It's not a must, but it can be nice, of course, if you have it, because you can just draw the Versago and you can go for the fusion anyway. Anyway, guys, that's it for the explanation, and let's jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. First replay against Jaden and his heroes. Let's see what we have. It's us to go first, and we have a monster to reveal, so we're just grabbing the Chimera Fusion, sending the Nightmare Magician, and here we start. Swords Knight, Tribute itself, getting the Gazelle. Gazelle gets the level 5 because the fusion is given by the skill. Irikami fusion, and you go into Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast. Effect, so during the end phase, you discard a card from your opponent's hand. Then Gazelle's effect, and I didn't use Baphomet this time because I actually used Betrayer for the fusion summoner because it's the same. And what I'm gonna do it is doing again the Chimera Fusion with the Apprentice and the Baphomet, so that you can use Baphomet's effect now to revive not the Magician but the Apprentice, so I do not have to give up a card, because you can special summon this thing from your hands by simply discarding a card, but I didn't want to discard the Relinquished Fusion. At this point, the Apprentice to get a Coetal, Coetal's effect to be in the grave and get another Swords Knight, and wait a minute, with the other level 6, with this guy, I milled the Invader of Darkness, so if you summon this, there's no Super Poly activatable, because your opponent cannot activate Quick Play spell. At this point, it comes Beatrice to mill Versago, so with Beatrice we milled this, so we have, where the heck it is? This, so we have the substitute material to go into the Millennium Eyes Restrict, because to summon a Millennium Eyes Restrict you need Relinquished or any monster that can count as Relinquished. So it comes, then Chaos Betrayer summon, and here instead I misplayed because I thought I could have gone into High King Caesar, but it requires 2 fiends, so I misplayed with the level 6 that I should have gone for. I should have gone this guy with the Deep Chaos Betrayer and this with the other Chimera. So that's just, I mean, you should have had also the High King Caesar here. I just misplayed with the with what to use as material for the XC summon. So Crosskeeper to begin with, in here Chimera to summon the Invader of Darkness, so that means no Super Poly activatable. Stratos, but we don't care. Effect of Beatrice to just send the Millennium Eyes Illusionist. Why? Because now when we fusion summon the Eyes Restrict, the effect of the Illusionist activates and we have it back to our hand. Beautiful. At this point, Armored Dragon level 10 and Super Poly that he cannot activate because of the Invader of Darkness. An effect of level 10, guess what? Eyes Restrict says, you're my monster now. And then Neos Fusion. Keep in mind, if we played it correctly and we summoned the High King Caesar, we would have been able to negate the Neos Fusion, just so you know. He's got the Armored Neos, but guess what? Illusionist can target that, steal it, and look at my boy, how huge it is. Lovely, sad monster battle, but he can't do nothing. At this point, we're just using Coetal to mill even more, and we're just attacking. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Second duel, we have, again, Dragonic Contact, but we're going second this time. Let's speed things up. So, Stratos, Liquid Soldier grabbed, so I guess it's gonna draw a couple of cards for sure. It's got a Super Poly as well. We have a good hand, honestly. Because we got the Coetal guys, basically, that you can search with, right? So, it ends on a back row. There's gonna be Super Poly and the pop of Armored Dragon Thunder, right? So we use the skill, we got the Chimera Fusion, we send that back to hand, the Gazelle back to the deck, because we're gonna summon first the Chimera, and then we're gonna use the Swords Knight to summon the Gazelle that searches for the level 5 Baphomet, and then Chimera Fusion number 1 into the other Chimera, the good one, let's say. Gazelle's effect to get the Nightmare Apprentice to hand, then Chimera Fusion comes back to your hand, again Chimera Fusion, second boy, Baphomet and Apprentice into Baphomet, the effect of monster Baphomet summons the Nightmare Magician instead, and we mill the Farfa with the effect of Baphomet, so we can actually banish a monster. He's got the Armored Dragon Thunder, but we negate with Coetal, so that is just destroyed. Then double level 6, Beatrice is here and is top tier. We mill the Chaos Betrayer that can come back from the grave, and we punish the Dragon Boy. Then effect Veiler to stop the Nightmare Magician. At this point we can Chimera Fusion into Chimera Delusion Beast. He's got the Super Poly though still, and he's got rid of the Fusion guy. That's fine, we can't attack, but we're chilling because we have a lot of effect from the grave. He started with Armored Dragon level 10 to get rid of my my whole board. That's totally fine. I use the effect of Mill with Beatrice anyway, because why not? Now he's attacking, we got Chimera the effect to get the Nightmare Magician on the field, and then end phase the other to get the Mirror Swords Knight on the field. I could have used the effect in the end phase of my opponent, but I decided not to because I was low on time. So the Chimera Fusion comes back to hand. Again, Chimera Fusion, same thing this, again into the Baphomet level 6 to get the mill, and the Gazelle to get the search, the Baphomet to get the special summon of the level 8 that is an illusion monster. So here it comes, we're just attacking with a Nightmare Magician, we pop a monster, with this we drop the attack to 0, and then we just basically get rid of it, attacking multiple times. That's how you do it, my boys, there you go. Their duel going second against Branded. So let's speed things up. Let's see what we have. He used the skill, of course, to begin with. The Tragedy has got the field spell, and of course the Masquerade, as always, to begin with, classic opening of Branded, and then the Condemned Dark Lord to search for the Morning Star, because now he has the Branded in red, and he can fusion summon the Fusion Dark Lord that can pop everything. Keep in mind that. So we started with the skill to get the mill, and then of course the free level 6 Masquerade, of course the Tax Dragon, and we got first the Chimera Fusion to begin with. I went straight away into Baphomet without the normal summoning because I wanted to mill Farfa so that we got rid of the Masquerade, and then we can do our stuff. Otherwise we just lose by taxes, right? So we got the effect with the effect, and I used Baphomet's effect to summon the Swords Knight. So of course I milled Farfa to banish the Tax Dragon, and now we're chilling. Now we can do our stuff. So Swords Knight summoning the Gazelle, Gazelle getting the Baphomet, Chimera Fusion comes back to my hand, and then Beatrice first to mill the Chaos Betrayer. Chaos Betrayer is coming into and banishing a card, the Despian Tragedy, but I actually accidentally activated his effect, and then the Chimera Fusion again into the other level 6, another guy, because I just wanted to go into, in the search of the Gazelle, I wanted to go into Wave Hiking Caesar. So now that this is here, we're chilling because we can negate the Branded in red. So then the effect of Coeral, another Chimera Fusion again into Chimera Delusion Beast. That counts as a Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast. So now that he activates Book of Moon, I can just negate with Coeral. And when he now tries to activate Branded in red, you can just negate with Wave Hiking Caesar. So he can't do nothing, we're just attacking, he's scooped. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. 5th win in a row, and this was a rank up, I think. So it's us to go, and we have finally the turn 1 done correctly. So Apprentice to begin with to search the Coeral, because we had no monster that mentioned Chimera Fusion to use the skill, so now we can use the skill to get. That's why Apprentice is a 3, because Apprentice is another searcher of a card you need to activate the skill. Okay, so here comes the skill, of course. Then Coeral searching for the. I misplayed. I searched the Gazelle instead of the Mirror or the Sword Knight, but that's fine. We can still go on with the Chimera Fusion, going into Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast, the Gazelle's effect, and the Baphomet. So we're getting the here the level 7, the Swords Knight in hand. The Chimera Fusion comes back to my hand. Then first Chimera Fusion with the cards in my hand to go into Baphomet. And I'm using the effect of Farfa because I want to banish the Nightmare Magician, so I have room for another level 6 and go into 2 rank 6 monsters, as you can see right here. Then double level 6. So as you can see here, I left the Fiend alone. I used the other 2 non-Fiend to go into Beatrice. Beatrice mills the Swords Knight again. Chaos Betrayer summons itself. Now 2 Fiends to go into the wave hiking Caesar, right? And then the effect to discard a card, and the effect of Farfa goes off, and we got the Nightmare Magician back on the field. This is one of the best turn 1 you can have. Now, keep in mind, Wave King Caesar can just negate that. And I made a mistake, guys. I should have used the effect of Beatrice milling whatever, like even just another Swords Knight or even the substitute material. I was just, just waiting too much. He's got the table here because what he did was to shuffle to get the Lava Golem, the exactly got. So then the ritual card, I went with the Chimera, and this is actually this was a mistake, guys. I should have not done that there early, because now we can just get rid of the Invader of Darkness, especially because he doesn't play any more quick play spell. The only one that he plays, he already played. So that was stupid from me, to be honest. But again, I think I have a total of 10 deals with this deck, so please forgive me. Brille Pass effect, so this deck is always super annoying. He's getting a draw. He's got the Poisoner, but he can't normal summon him because he used Lava Golem, don't forget about that. And then he's got the Poisoner's effect, the Polti's effect to tribute the Lava Golem, go into that and change the attack position, the Nightmare Magician into attack position. And then effect of that as well, summoning the level 6. He's got also a trap, and the Poisoner again. He sets that, he attacks, battle phase, we just summon the Chimera on the field, that is back into the grave, so next turn we can use the effect again. So the table then to draw one more card after recycling. Now it's us to go. Chimera Fusion to get the fusion there, reset, that's fine, Chimera Fusion back to my hand. Then Swords Knight to begin with. Now, why did I play the skill with that? So basically both Swords Knight and Coeral are live, okay? Gazelle to get the Performat, Chimera Fusion is here, so we can just go for it. He's got the chef's special recipe, so negated the fusion, but Betrayer is here to be summoned, and we just banished the counter trap, so he can't recycle that, and now we're just attacking and we're waiting. Effect of Novels, and I misplayed because I negated with Swords Knight, but if I negated with Coeral, that would have been destroyed, so that was a misplay actually, another one. And guess what? Another Lava Golem. Then Pilgrim's effect, this time I negated with the correct one, with Coeral, so that gets destroyed. But guess what? Another Lava Golem, and then we see a la carte here. I think in the end he could have won, guys, because look at this, he's going with the skill to get the quick play spell to special summon, and I went for basically not enough early. I went with this because I wanted to have the negate available. So he's going with the quick play spell again and the ritual to go into the Poeltis, and now he's targeting the Poeltis to summon the boss again, and I'm negating that. That's why I had this on the field. But he's not done yet. He has Lidilisk, and keep in mind here, he summoned it in defense, but he could have just attacked directly, right? Unless there is a restriction from any of the cards here. Not sure, but he could have attacked directly with this, and then Lava Golem would have finished me, right? So I don't know why he didn't do it. It just lost by time limit. But maybe you in the comments can answer. This was a rank up. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, oh, you're gonna enjoy this. And it's us to go, and we're gonna go with the we have Versaga, so we can go with the Millenniumized Restrict play. So we started getting the Chimera Fusion, sending the Nightmare Magician, Gazelle to begin with, getting the Baphomet, Chimera Fusion. So Chimera, first thing first, discard a card in the end phase, Gazelle, Baphomet, so Nightmare Magician comes back on the field, Gazelle gets us the Nightmare, Chimera Fusion comes back to our hand, and then Special Summon of the Apprentice to get the Coeral. Coeral discards itself, gets the Swords Knight, and now rank 6 Beatrice to mill the Millenniumized Illusionist, then Chimera Fusion, using the Versago to go into Ice Restrict. Because we fusion summon this guy, the Illusionist comes back from the grave to my hand. And now we're chilling. Plus the discard. Now he started with the, of course, with the skill, grabbing the two boys, the Astrotopia and the Armed Sage, the other missing piece, Ascended Sage, other level 4, and then skill to get the Utopia on the field and the rank up magic Numeron Force. What happens now? He activates that, we chain the Illusionist from hand to steal the Utopia, so no rank up. Then here I misplayed, because look at this, I was thinking he would have fallen for the mistake, but he didn't, because he used this to get a double search, and I said, you know what, I'm going to use the banish, so maybe he chains the rank up, but he didn't. So that was a misplay actually, and I basically wasted Farfa, because that's what happened. I wasted Farfa here because of course now that I use Farfa is gonna chain, and I am forced to use the effect of Millenniumize Restrict to steal that. But now the problem is that I waste Farfa and he has Steel Astrotopia plus a level 4 monster to go into Antitopian and then rank up Magic Variance Force into Ultimate Leo. So that is not looking good for me, even though this guy can just endure, not for much, because he can just negate the effect, then attacking the Beatrice, and he negated the effect of Nightmare with the Twin Saber, and face Chimera getting the Swords Knight effect, getting the Gazelle getting the Baphomet, and our children, because the Chimera fusion comes back to my hand anyway. First, Baphomet's effect, he fall for the trap, ultimate to banish to negate, and now we can just go Relinquished Fusion into Millenniumize Restrict. The Illusionist comes back again to my hand, but we actually have the effect of the fusion from the grave to keep the Leo, and he's scooped. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Wow, guys, if I love this, I can't wait to test more plays here. Honestly, I think it's gonna be super nice. It feels very nice. Honestly, it's a very nice deck to play. There's a lot of stuff to do, and I can't wait to try more. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.